Begin with two different types of food. One is for leaving, which is a low value food. Here I'm using kibble. The other is the reinforcer, and for this I'm using hot dog. Make sure you reinforce with the different hand from the leave hand. So my leave hand here is the right, and I'm reinforcing with my left. This keeps it nice and easy for the dog. Flea, my dog here, is used to hand targeting. So I'm starting with click and reward for not targeting my hand. I'm keeping my fist closed to make it easy for him. So I present the food in the fist. If he leaves, I click and I reinforce with my other hand using the hot dog. So that's a good level to start at. Moving on, you now want to click with the low value food exposed, still reinforcing with the opposite hand with the higher value food. This teaches the dog, if he leaves, then he will get something else, something better. And in the beginning, it's better coming from a different hand or a different place. I am introducing the cue here. Now, there's no need to shout it or be firm. We don't want the dog to feel like he has to avoid the object. We certainly don't want to be screaming, leave it. So just in your normal voice, just leave. Every time I say leave, I close my hand. Then click and reinforce out of the opposite. If he doesn't go to take the food, then I don't need to close my hand, because you do want this to be verbal eventually. You do want to just say leave and the dog leaves. No need to remove the food. If we carry on removing the food, we can create a little bit of frustration. We just seen a little bit there off Flea where he did just a couple of his signature air snaps. Flea does this when he's getting excited or when he's getting a little bit frustrated. So if you see there, just that click and reinforce, and you can see he's getting far better at just leaving the object in my hand. Now, it doesn't matter, it is completely irrelevant what the dog does, if it's sit, lie down, if it's just a simple look away. At this stage, we're just looking for him not going to the food. He does keep adopting a down. Moving on to the leave on the floor. You now want to drop the piece of kibble down on the ground. If the dog goes to take it, then just cover it with your food. Make sure you say leave as the food hits the ground. So as you can see, I'm just making it more that you can see him better. So just drop in the food, cover, and then click and reinforce. It doesn't matter now which hand, because obviously it's coming from a different place. It's coming from up at you rather than down from the ground. So we want to foolproof this at this level and just make sure that it's saying leave. Now I've left that kibble exposed there to go and get some more. And as you can see, he didn't touch it, so I did click and reinforce. So he's displaying great impulse control here because that piece is still lying on the ground. There's a second piece went down, and just repeat the leave. Click, reinforce. What happens here as well is when you do say leave, because the dog is used to being reinforced from you, he'll start looking at you and he hears that leave cue. And when you're doing this in real life and not in a training capacity, if you've got it really good, when you say leave, your dog should look at you, and then you're able to give him further instruction. For example, if it was something on the ground that he wasn't meant to have, you could give him that further instruction by calling him to you. So there I left it exposed again. You could see him going towards it, but the leave he immediately responded to. Just having to cover it with my foot there. We're getting a nice play bow. So I'm just waiting that out, because if I uncover the food, it's quite an active position to play bow, so he could just go forward for it. That's an important signal, the tail wag. It means he's enjoying the process. As you can see, Flea looks very relaxed. He's into this. It's a game. And that is how training should be. It should be fun. It should be interactive. At no stage does he look like he's hearing that cue leave and moving to avoid, showing any stress signals. He's enjoying it. I'm now moving further away from the food, really testing Flea to see how he gets on with this. The food is closer to him than it is to me. Now, if at this stage your dog blows it, essentially, and takes the food, you've went too fast, so go back a level. Remember, the dog is never wrong. It's the information we give them that is incorrect.
Leave.
And moving on again, and we're going to pop the food on the floor and cue leave. And then we're going to add the cue take it. Through time, you will find that you don't need to use the leave. Dog won't take food off of the floor until you cue take it. It's a clever way to train, but more from that in our future videos. Thank you very much for watching, and from me and Flea, happy training.